Red states are the worst states to live in, according to CNBC, who put together a list of the top 10 worst places to live. If you've been on the internet recently, you've seen this list, it's been everywhere. But I'm not surprised. A self proclaimed Nazi said he can't even live in a red state. A dude joked about living in Oklahoma, and this is a week before this list even came out.
Oklahoma City, dude. What are you on drugs? Yeah, I'm gonna go to Oklahoma. I'm gonna get a big 10-gallon hat. I'm gonna walk around like this. I'm gonna walk around like this with my belt buckle. Hey y'all, I'm in Oklahoma. What are you, high? You think I would ever? I'm gonna live in Oklahoma where it's 10 trillion degrees and the whole state is red? I don't think so. I've never been there, but I don't think so. I don't know what's wrong. I actually like liberals. I actually like living near and around liberals. I like living around them. They're cultured. You know, I don't want to eat barbecue all the time, actually. I don't want to eat a bunch of smoked meat in like syrup. Because that's what's good food down there. You say, what's your specialty? So we smoke meat and then we cover it in syrup.
That's
we cover
damn
it
near
in
true.
sweet and spicy syrup. Oh, that's great. What else you got? Mac and cheese. So that's cheese sauce on noodles. Do I have that right? So you have meat with syrup on top and then pasta and cheese sauce. And that's your specialty. Yup. Okay, well, you know, I think I'll just stick around here, actually. I think I'm good with the lattes, actually. I think I'll take the matcha. I think I'll stick with the lattes and the avocado toast and all that.
I want to pause right there and ask everybody to subscribe to Politics with Steve on YouTube and sign up for my email list. Link is in the description below. Those are the best ways to stay in the loop on all things politics with Steve. Now let's get back to it. Now look, as soon as I heard this list, I pointed out the fact that all of these states have Republican governors and they're terrible. Yet the citizens continue to vote for Republicans to run the country. They want the failures that they experiencing at the state level to happen for everybody in the country. And that's just selfish of these people. Red states use Obamacare more than blue states. Healthcare cuts hit red states harder than they hit blue states. And these people will line up behind a party that literally hurts them the most, all because Obamacare is named Obamacare. And also because they told them that illegal immigrants benefit from it. Just some old lies, just to, get them to turn against something, again, that's helping them. But for real though, crime is higher in red states. I mean, you wouldn't know that from listening to politicians, but I mean, the murder rate is higher, poverty is higher, the education system is trash in red states, job opportunities and salaries are lower, healthcare is worse, the GDP is lower in red states, obesity and heart disease higher in red states. But if you ask the typical MAGA voter, they will literally look at you with a straight face and say, blue states are shitholes. I mean, they always bring up Chicago, and mainly because you got people like the president of the United States posting stuff like this. I'm sure everybody remember this post. At least 54 people were shot in Chicago over the weekend. 8 people were killed. The last 2 weekends were similar. Chicago is the worst and most dangerous city in the world by far. And people will believe stuff like that. I mean, they will just completely ignore the fact that the FBI ranked the top 10 cities in the United States with the most violent crime. Chicago's not on there. Even when you look at Chicago violent crime rate year over year, it's consistently dropping. But facts don't matter to these people. They just want to talk crazy about blue cities and blue states. At the end of the day, the United States of America would be broke without blue states. I mean, a lot of people refer to red states as the welfare states because they receive more money from the federal government than they actually pay to the government in taxes. I mean, Alabama is so broke, the United Nations said their poverty level is on par with third world countries, and most families live on $2 per day. And don't get me started on the infrastructure in red states. A lot of people gonna talk about the nice places they've been to in red states. Look, every place got good pockets. But if you drive 15 minutes into those red states from one of those good pockets, the infrastructure will look like shit. And you will literally be afraid to use bridges. I see people walking in the streets in some of these places because they don't have sidewalks, or the sidewalks that they do is just terrible, just ass. But all of this is because the politicians in red states, they policies do nothing but take money from poor people and give it tax breaks to billionaires. They promise them that eventually this money is going to trickle down. It's something in it for them, but they tell them this and they go for it. Did y'all see how mad all of these people were at Mayor Mandani of New York? because he was, proposing billionaire taxes, talking about all these billionaires gonna leave New York City. Guess what? They haven't went anywhere. But MAGA loves a good billionaire handout. And there's no better example of that than the billionaire owners of the Chicago Bears receiving $1 billion from the state of Indiana to relocate from Chicago to Indiana. I would be pissed if JB Pritzker gave those billionaires our tax dollars. Drive around Indiana and you will find 1,000 better ways that those lawmakers could have better used that $1 billion. The Chicago Bulls is currently privately funding a development project around the arena. It's called the 1906 Project. I believe the Chicago Fire is doing the same thing. It's no reason why the Bears can't do that. But just like a red state, Indiana will ignore all of the poverty they have in their state and just hand away $1 billion to billionaire owners of a team. When we are making our decision on whether or not to vote in midterms, make sure y'all get out and vote, because we have to outvote these people in red states that constantly vote for the same bad policies that is not working in their state. Like, we don't want that.